Hello, this is Lorena, and I'm here to continue my journey to self-acceptance. Do I see someone cringing over there? Are you cringing right now? Well, listen, you have not heard a single word of... You have not heard my explanation. Don't walk away. Anyway, hold on, I'm pulling up the script. You know, my notes. Yeah, okay. And now this is a video about me being Fictionkin and Mediakin. And they're basically terms that mean the same thing. You are kin of someone from some form of media, which is generally given the term fiction kin. I have seen more widespread use of fiction kin rather than media kin. I'm hoping the use of media kin eventually spreads and becomes more popular than the term fiction kin. I was actually on a server on Discord that introduced the term Mediakin to me, and I was inactive, so for inactivity I was eventually kicked out. I decided not to go back, so yeah, I don't really know who to give the credit to, but I do know that I like the term Mediakin over Fictionkin. It's also easier to say for me for some reason. Anyway, a lot of people cringe at the concept of being fiction kin. How can you be kin of a fictional character? Well, this can be debated, but as a subjective experience, it is very difficult to argue that someone is or isn't media kin of someone, because you aren't that person's shoes. I consider my media kin identities to be past lives I've experienced. So, no, I'm not actually those people now. This is a past life thing. As you might imagine, however, being Mediakin does affect me on some level. Regardless of who you are or how you identify, it's basically how your own past lives... No, wait, hold on a second. Not everyone believes in past lives, so let me reread this. Regardless of who you are or how you identify, it's basically how your own past shapes who you are in the present. It's the same deal here. My Mediakin identities have shaped my understanding of both myself and reality. And a lot of people are definitely cringing. I see you guys cringing over there. Do you guys think I can't see it just because you're blocked by a computer screen? Yeah, I can see you cringing. You're hating. It's not good, you know. If you don't like this video, stop watching it. Anyway, you may be wondering, well, if I'm Mediakin, who the hell am I saying I am? Who am I claiming to have been in a past life? Well, I guess I can just say that. Okay, I guess I can tell you. Probably not the best idea, but I don't really think this entire playlist was a good idea, so I guess I go all in with this bullshit. Not as in I think this is bullshit myself, but I go all in with everything I have to put on the table. This is going to hurt a little. So, give me a second while I type the names into the script. Yes, that's right, I'm typing now. I'm typing in the middle of recording a video. Yes, I know. It's pretty bad, isn't it? Just hold on a second. I'm almost finished. Yeah. This is going to be a rough ride, isn't it? Okay. Well, here's the hardest one to mention. Because, well, I don't have to mention the series name. So, I can imagine the amount of doubt that is going to be going through everyone's souls at this very moment. A bunch of brains are going to be like, seriously? Well, listen, guys. This is a past life thing. I believe in the multiverse theory, okay? Seriously. So, in a past life, I was Usagi Tsukino from Sailor Moon. Also, Sailor Moon. Yeah, Usagi is Sailor Moon from the series named Sailor Moon. I'm canon divergent, by the way. So, whatever version of Sailor Moon, whatever I was doing as Sailor Moon, not canon, not canon, yeah. Although it is worth mentioning that this is the first Fictionkin identity that I was able to perceive. I've had dreams where I transform into Sailor Moon, and I've also had I've got this weird memory dream thing. Is it a memory or a dream? I don't know. But basically, as a child, I had a dream where, from a first-person perspective, I was watching Sailor Moon and Chibi Moon transforming together, and Chibi Moon was attacking. In the background, there was Hotaru and Sailor Saturn. Yeah, Hotaru is Sailor Saturn, but whatever. She was cloaked in shadows. It was around sunset, and it was in the style of Sailor Stars. Before I had any way of knowing what Sailor Stars was, before I even knew who Sailor Saturn was, I don't know if I knew who Chibi Moon was, but whatever. I just know that was a very strange dream, or memory, or whatever that is. It's interesting because, well, there are things about that memory that I couldn't have known at the age I was. Were those details on the internet? Maybe. I don't know. Was I even using the internet? I don't know. I do know that I liked Sailor Moon when I was around 10. So that's probably around the rough range of ages that we're looking at here. But again, I've had these dreams for so long. And here comes my honorary cursed kin type. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna call her Blue Maiden then. Blue Angel and Blue Maiden from Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains. Apparently, my brain doesn't feel like speaking Japanese today, so I'm just gonna call her by her brain's avatars. Oh god. So why am I calling her an honorary cursed kin type? Well, if anyone knows anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, there's a very huge history of female Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters being written poorly. Everyone that's a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is aware of this. And yeah, it's not good. Blue Angel and Blue Maiden were both completely trashed. Like, seriously, some of the screenshots are, did you really have to do that? But, well, she is an honorary kin type that is cursed. No, she's not an honorary kin type, she's an honorary cursed kin type. Because she's a female Yu-Gi-Oh! Character, so she was doomed to failure from the very beginning. But I do have to say this. I give some credit to the writers that at least she got duels. She may have lost most of them, but I mean, at least she had them. And here's one that may be a little less... You may be like, what the hell? Yeah, well, so was I at first. I am also kin of Shion Kiba from Vanguard G. The full series name there is Cardfight Vanguard G, but you don't really need to know that information, just saying. And this hit me out of nowhere. I was like, what? What is going on? Yeah, it drove me nuts. I was not prepared for I was not prepared for this. Yeah, it was a wreck. I had a dark night of the soul and everything. Yeah, turns out not all kin awakenings are easy. Yeah, who would have guessed? I could have asked anyone else. Seriously. But this is the only person that gave me an actual kin awakening. Shion Kiba. And I'm just over here like, Oh god, I'm saying all of these things and everyone is pointing their fingers of judgment at me. Well, it's the internet. What can I expect? So, what was so hard about awakening as Shion? Well, to begin with, I am a woman. I identify as a woman. I was not expecting to be faced with the reality that no, I do not always incarnate as a woman. Sometimes I do incarnate as guys too, and probably all other genders, but I was not expecting this. It hit me out of nowhere. And if you know who Shion Kiba is, well, you may be surprised that this was particularly difficult for me to handle. Yes, well, listen, do you know why this sparked your Dark Night of the Soul? Because it was my introduction to the concept of synchronicity. Synchronicity is basically it's basically a connection between two or more events with seemingly no relation to each other. I'm not sure if that definition is fully accurate. You may want to Google that so you can make sure I didn't just butcher that entire sentence. Yeah, I phrase things very poorly when it comes to definitions, but simply put, there were a lot of dates. I studied the dates, and a lot of bullshit was happening on these dates where a bunch of shit was happening with Shion, which triggered the Dark Night of the Soul. Especially when I realized this was happening the entire time. It wasn't just, oh, I awakened just because it wasn't a one-day thing. Like, one episode didn't just do it. It was just a trigger of realizing, oh my god, all of this shit has been going on all this time and I didn't know about it. No, there was just basically like, imagine someone pulling the trigger. This is what it was. Like, I watched an episode and then I realized how much was going on. It was painful. And if anyone is curious exactly what episode came to light when I learned about this, well, when the second G series was airing, I was unprepared for Shion's defeat against Ace, and by the way, we're talking about Ace from Vanguard G, so in case anyone is familiar with this certain other Ace, no, we are not talking about that one. We're talking about the one that's still, well, I was not prepared for that loss, but the episode where Shion first dueled against Ace, the first episode, wait a minute, did I say, oh my god, did I misgender Shion? Oh my god, that is a disaster. Although, let's be fair, this entire playlist is a disaster. Okay, well, when Shion was dueling against Ace, he was basically insulted. The entire thing was basically just him being roasted and insulted over and over before he finally lost. And that was definitely a humiliating defeat for Shion. And I felt like, yeah, Shion is having a rough time over here, but Shion lost against Ace, and that's what caused all of this. Really, I'm not sure I buy that. That doesn't make any sense. I'm reacting in a far worse way than Shion is on screen. Well, as it turns out, that's probably because it was adding to pre-existing bullshit that I was dealing with. And it was just piling up all of this bullshit. And I had to face some very horrifying realities during my Dark Night of the Soul. And it ended in 2017, but I'm still healing from all of that. And now, you may be wondering why I would identify as these characters. It's not like I chose to, okay? Seriously. I did not choose it. It just happened, guys. A lot of people cringe, again, at the concept of being Mediakin. I can understand why people would be critical of it, but please don't criticize the identities of other people. I know that not everyone believes in the multiverse, but for a lot of Mediakin, the reality they experience is definitely important, and it is just as much of a part of their identity as their current life is. You can't just insult people, okay? People that have these cringy identities are still people in their own right, so please do not insult them. And preferably don't insult me either, just because I'm making a video on the internet. Okay, well, that's wrapping up the first part of this. The next part's going to be worse. Oh god. Am I ready for this? I don't know. I don't think I am.